A company that have large amount of shareholdings will have more incentive to monitor their portfolio firms. Or should I say, they have greater interest to manage their earnings well. This is because the economic benefit of managing the portfolio's earning will be greater than the cost that they will acquire in case they want to exit their investment portfolio. This is based on the assumption that if a company wants to sell its shares in a large amount, the price of the shares will be affected. It simply means the price of shares that the company is going to sell will be lower than the price of shares that the company purchased in the first place. In other words, the cost for the company to exit is high. Therefore, instead of getting lost for the company to exit, it is more preferable for them to continue manage the earnings. As an addition, when a company owns a large amount of shares, they have a bigger voice to execute their shareholders' activism so that they can manage their earnings.
Now we move on to the second point, which is regarding the relationship between the earning management and also the interest of shareholders on the company. Basically, we have two categories of investors, which is the majority investors that have business relationship interests, such as unit trust funds and also the pension funds companies. And the other investors category which do not have business relationship interests, like the banks, institutions, and also the insurance companies. My findings here is the investor with business relationship interests tend to invest into lower leverage companies, less risk associated companies, and also capital intensive investment in order for them to monitor and manage the earnings. On the other hand, investors with no business relationship interest will look for the investments with higher risk investments due to profit-driven objectives. Hence, what I want to point out is that the investors with business relationship interests will have better monitoring activities than the other group, since they want to ensure the sustainability rather than the profit-driven objectives. I think that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, now let's proceed to the third finding, which is MSWG on earning management. Okay, before we proceed to the discussion, let me introduce you what is MSWG. MSWG stands for the Minority Shareholders Watchdog Group. Okay, it is established as a government initiative in the year 2000 as part of a broader capital market framework. It is to protect the interests of the minority shareholders group through the shareholders activism. And it is one of the avenue of the market discipline to encourage the good governance among the public listed companies in Malaysia. With this objective, it can help the minority shareholders raise value over time so that in a corporation it will be more harmony. Now, let's proceed to the point. Does MSWG is able to help the shareholders to earn the management? Okay, according to the Core 2003, MSWG such as EPF and PNB, their managers face different incentive to manage earning to be up or down, which is hard to decide. From this study, it didn't find any significant relationship between MSWG and earning sustainability. This is because MSWG is more likely to touch the scope as a whole, but not in certain or particular management, which is not in detail. But according to the Cheng, Retinga, and Trinailatan, MSWG is actually helps the shareholders to have a sustainable earning as the positive result of conducting activity. In their articles, it shows that the MSWG, such as PNB, this institution conduct earning management capacity efficiently after adopting a good control in managing the portfolio firms at usual basis for the years. So it results is good after adopting the active role in monitoring portfolio firms that lead to wellness of earning management. So what we can say from this discussion is, or argument is, the reliance on the third party to obtain information regarding the portfolio firms is not important, which is MSWG, which is encourage the managers and shareholders to move by themselves to obtain the information such as monitoring the framework and portfolio, but not for the EPF example. Compared to the PNB, EPF does not meet the objective successfully due to they not plays positive role MSWG perfectly. So it is depend on the corporation and the operation of the manager and the shareholders. So it's not, this proportional shows the earning management can be owned successfully depend on how the shareholders of managers or managers work on their basis portfolio.